Hello everyone, my name is Hectic and today we need to talk about the new map that launched on Valorant, and that is Fracture. This is the new map of patch 3.05, and I have reasons to believe that it could be Valorant's worst map yet. And let's get into this. We'll dive into a little bit of map design. This is just from a player's standpoint. By no means am I a design artist or really know a lot about that. I can only give you information and opinion based off of what I know and my personal experience and my logic to it. So we're starting off with attacker side spawn, which, by the way, I love zip lines, and this is a really interesting way because attacker sides have two sides to them. Over here is attacker side spawn and bridge. If you take this zip line, you will get all the way over to the other side. Let's turn off ghost mode for a second just to show you. This goes all the way over here to here. This is one of the interesting designs of this, because you can have whichever side you choose to push. Let's say A side, you can have a couple people going this way from that side and a couple people going away from this side. So now that we're here, is there any disadvantage of that? The only disadvantage is that your team may be split, unless if all of you choose to go from this way. So now let's just walk around here. The problems that I mainly have, that I'll emphasize with this, is that it's an inconsistent combination of long angles and short angles. It's the problem with Fracture. And I mean inconsistent as in bad times. I reference this map as a poorly designed CSGO map, because I believe CSGO maps are pretty trash, and if this reminds me of CSGO maps, and if CSGO maps were horribly made. So as you're going around here, this is not bad. You have a few hallway here, good long angles here. The problem is there's this door right here, of which defenders can come from inside here to try to peek you while you're trying to get onto A site. And that's just another angle that you just don't need to worry about. Let me bring this up before I go on to rate. The defender side spawn is right in there, in the middle of the freaking map. Alright, interesting design, and I'm going to show why that's bad for attackers right now. Because, well, here's one of the reasons, is because defender side spawn is like right there, and to get to where I'm at, you just have to walk all the way down here, and then boom, spam through the door, and somebody's dead. Yeah? So this is an example of long angles and stuff. Somebody could be hanging there, and you come in here. Interesting, by the way, this is a server friendly map. I'm still trying to learn some lineups. But very interesting indeed here. Very, very interesting indeed. This plant site, I don't think I've seen a plant site that's so covered. Like, this reminds me a lot of like Bind and how it's covered there. Everybody just plants right here. Yeah, and then you have, while you're attacking this, you have a lot of angles to cover. If you have people with smokes, this is great. But let me show you, if this is typically where you're going to want to play after you plant. Whoever plants a spike is typically going to want to play here. It's not meaning it's the best position, but this is typically where I play. It's like back here around somewhere. You have to watch that, and right there are the angles that you have to watch on here. And even if you go up here, I mean, yeah, you don't get popped from there, and you can, but I mean, also what this provides some cover that you can pop out from. Alright, this is A site. A site is somewhat protected, but just make sure you don't play the angles that are open and exposed. Yeah. Also, this is a really horrible place for this, by the way. Except unless you play like Jet and someone with verticality. Like if you play here, you're still exposed from 3 angles. Actually, probably 4, because I think if you come from right here, you can sort of see, if nothing else, someone can Sova shock dart that, and you're done for, right there. This is just inconvenient, yeah. And right here, you're exposed right there, right there, right there, yeah. A site is a little bit inconvenient, so where you want to play is if you don't have smokers, or if you're not constantly moving around to good position, which this isn't horrible, but you can also get rushed from here all the time. If you're not playing like somewhere under here, good luck holding the site. And if you're not like mobile from up here. Defenders have way too many angles right here to hold. Let's turn on ghost mode and get me through some of that. So mainly what I'm complaining about a site right here is this right here, which is just alright, and then just all of these angles that you have to watch. Yeah. Let's talk about B side here. Yeah. There's so many angles. Like down here, this goes all the way through and pops up into here, into this little alleyway where you could fight here or would have to fight there. This is not a bad place to hold, by the way. Yeah. Although I don't really see this area be played that much. Yeah. While you're coming up here is where it gets problematic. At least that I've seen. Because here, somebody could be coming from, if you're playing on here, you have to really know angles and learn how to peek one angle at a time, because somebody could be coming from there, some could be coming from here. Do not forget about this angle right here. I make that mistake a lot sometimes, because I'm like, okay, that angle's cleared, I'm going to plant it, then somebody just pops me from right there. So you have to watch there, and then after you plant, you have to watch tower, because people can come from all the way back here. Yeah, they could come from back here and stuff, and they could silently take this rope, and they're already in tower and they're ready to engage you. Yes. Attacker side kind of wow. Let's go to defender side spawn. But I mean, not as an attacker, but as a defender, it is interesting side. Let's go to defender side spawn. Where the F even is defender spawn? Oh, defender spawn, by the way, is literally just right here. Yeah. So as an attacker, you have to watch a lot of angles, and you have to clear out a lot of angles. And I just think, while playing this map, that I don't think that you should be trying to focus on trying to watch 3 angles at once. I don't think that that's really fair. That's my problem also with deathmatch, because it's just high paced with that. Good for aim warm up, not practicality on this, but it's the same paranoia that I get from deathmatch, just much slower, because I have to watch like so many angles. Defender side, by the way, you can still get popped again from this door. This door I just don't get. You watch out this angle, because you can get popped from right here, right down there. Nobody plays right down there. I keep forgetting that there's nothing down there. I keep reconning that. So if you're trying to retake a site, you have to be careful in here.
Revealing area.
And make sure that you recon, because they can play under here. It's these sites that I'm learning to, and of course somebody's going to go, well, duh, this is the object of the game. It's literally going to come down to who has the better aim on this. Because of the way that this side is. Even trying to take this as defender side, you're thinking, oh, you have advantage. If they're really good on attacking and somehow they take site quickly, they can take these angles quickly without you realizing, and even man advantage sometimes just doesn't help. Like, these are tight angles, yeah, that, oof. Oh, we didn't go fully this way on attacker. We'll get to that. So, I mean, if you're trying to retake this, you have to slowly, like, check all of this. This right here, this area, is a mess. Back here is a mess. Down here, this is just know some angle isolation. Don't be like me, who doesn't quite know the angles. A lot of this is actually wall bangable. Yeah, so watch out when you retake on this. It just begs for you to play CQB, like close angles, like a lot of these. But yet, whenever I play, and sometimes a lot of teams play, we just play long range engagements a lot. This is begging to be played close range because you really don't want to peek these angles from long range because you're just outmanned there. Yeah, like some of this enclosed stuff is kind of unnecessary. Let's talk B site. You can go down that way. Or that way. If you go down this side, if they're coming from B site, you have to just watch out tower, watch out here. This isn't so bad. But this is why I'm holding these angles a lot. Unless if you're a smoker like Jet who has those quick smokes, you also have to watch out from right here as well. Now, that's not... Yeah, that's close to attacker side spawn. You have to also watch out from right there, too. So when you're taking all at this site, there's so many... Tower is the one that I usually forget about, because if I come through here, I'm like, alright, nobody's right there. Somebody's checking down there. Somebody better not be coming from there on attacker side. But then it's like... then you have like just this area right here when they can bridge, and it's like somebody will take you from surprise up here. Let's analyze B site a little bit. This angle, not horrible. Not a horrible place to hold. You just have to watch this, make sure your gun doesn't peek out. But be careful, if somebody blinds you like right here, they can just easily swing that. Yeah, this is just screeching for like just for you to be flushed out of. Yeah, this is a close, and you have to be careful when you're trying to like retake this, that people aren't peeking you from the attacking angles. Yeah, there's so many little angles that once you think one angle is clear, you actually have to check the other one at the same time. And sometimes some teams will not be coordinated enough to actually try clearing out all of this. So a defense can get wicked sometimes. I wouldn't play these boxes. This looks horrible because you could get rushed from there, rushed from there. I guess you'd be safe from there, but if somebody peeks out right there, you're dead. This tower area is, I don't really know. I really don't know. By the way, we haven't gone all the way around to this other side. Defender should probably never get all the way. Now, this side is all right. Yeah, somebody could come all the way from around here. It's fine. This is great because if you can recon down there onto site, or it's over drone on here, yeah, you can take this area. This is actually an advantage that you can have on there. If two people are coming down, they can come in through here, somebody come in through here, and you can quickly take some of these angles. I would suggest pushing all together as one, because defenders and attacker, it's just a mishmash of angles that you just have to worry about all the time. that you have to just worry about all the time, and it's weird. Yeah, this is a weird map, weird angles. Like, it's I've played the fracture mode like about 12, 13 times already, and I'm still confused about this because it twists my mind a lot with this. So I guess we'll go to each site, and because sometimes I can't even tell which is like defender side, which side is attacker, because both sides can basically be anywhere. Looking at this map, what's the bad part right here?
Right here.
Defender's spawn is in the middle of the freaking map. Interesting, yeah? We're used to like there being two sides. If there were two sides, I'm pretty sure all of this angle stuff would be not that much of a problem. But because it's right here, somebody can go in through that way, somebody can defend in through that way, somebody could go towards this way and go, or this way, and attackers could try to go this way and they get caught from that or there or there. It's a mess. Yeah. So let go over some of the bad features of this map that I'm so far getting at. And I'm trying to learn the map, yeah, but I'm also trying to learn Sova lineups as well. Now, what's mainly the problem why I'm personally getting destroyed in there is I'm not the greatest player. You guys know this. I'm uploading content for you guys to learn from me, my mistakes, and progress through the game with me. Yes, that's why I do this. I'm not the greatest player, so my aim's not the greatest on there, but sometimes I can go through some games with not the greatest aim and still win, and sometimes pop off too. So I think map design actually has a bigger factor than you think. This is unrated, which unrated somehow recently has become a little more sweaty than comp for some strange reason I've noticed in the last few times. Also, you're also getting into flood of different skilled players in there because unrated is not the balanced matchmaking-ish balanced matchmaking, unlike comp kinda is. Unrated is a little worse, so you do get in some of those players that have, like, as soon as the millisecond that this map dropped, in there people were already learning the map. So even I think I went in there the day of, and there were still some people that have already like learned the map because they probably did the beta testing. There's some people did the beta testing, some people, but I don't know. Some people like really got the hang of the map quickly, so you have to deal with those guys. And then also you just have to deal with the good players that are with this. Like, I'm thinking with this, I'm getting, it's really a mix. Like, this map is messing with my mind a little bit. It's partially on me. I'm so worried about the map that I forget the mechanics and stuff of the game in a lot, and that's like really like my worst KD in unrated has come from this map, this fracture mode. Like when Breeze came out in the Breeze mode, I would never was this bad. Like I'm getting like 2 and 15 KD, 0 and 12, all of that. That's not my KD in general. Even as a bronze player, that's not usually how I roll. Yeah, so looking over here at B-side, so there's part of those problems. I'm pretty sure it'll even out a little bit once competitive. It gets thrown into competitive queue because there are people on your same thing, but map design does have an impact on gameplay as well and strategy. So B-site, just all of this is not really the great. I think this B tower area is just, if they made this, this is paranoia central right here. I'm almost saying if they made this open like Breeze and put like a couple like walls here, it would be fine. Like I would deal with that and then rework this, like maybe just enclose this a bit and it would have been fine. Yeah, you'd have less angles to have to really worry about. You just have to deal with like wide open corners like this though. And I think that's easier to deal with than trying to watch this, and all of these tight corners quickly. So there's one of the things. Two, just this weird spot just right here. I don't know why you would need to camp like right here, unless if your fights unless if the defender's pushed up like this far. Which if you're defending, why would you push up this far, especially over here? If you're gonna push up on anything, what I suggest for this map, push down there. Don't push down here. This is death trap. They can get you from too far here. The zip line's fine. I actually like that idea. The main problem where it comes into problem is this dish area is actually, that's all right. I actually kind of like that. And this gets way to great utility use. A site a little bit. I like the thinking of the design. I think it could have been a little bit tweaked. I don't know. This section right here is hit or miss. Yeah, I think if they lowered this a little bit, I think it would be fine. It would be much more manageable. Yeah. My main complaint about is this door. This is an odd place to do this. Yeah, this is like, I don't understand that. I'm not an architect, but as the consumer, which technically this is a product and all of that, I'm not going to talk business right now, but as a player and consumer at this, I don't understand this. I don't get what the purpose of this door is, besides an annoyance for probably both sides. Yeah. So all of this stuff, this isn't too bad. Also, my other complaint is just, why is defender side just right there? I mean, I guess when you have all of this other stuff there, I guess that's the only way that you can really do. But it's sort of out of the way of this, but the problem is the attackers have a lot of angles, and then the defenders have a lot of angles. So it's literally who can aim better. Yeah. Either that, or you just dump smokes and util onto sites. Like I personally think on this one, if you get some good smoking characters or people that can block off stuff, duelists rock this map. Because most of the time it's like aim, you get out aimed, but they can afford to rush some of these risky angles out there. But if you can get like an Astra or something and block off some of these weird angles, this map is manageable. Yeah, I would almost recommend a double or triple smoke on this map. This is, if you're, especially for attacking side, that legit for me is how much work I think this map needs, and how problematic it can be with all of its angles. Icebox, when it first came out, there was, with just some of the height and elevations, was kind of bad. Icebox is not as bad as this, I'd say. B-side on Icebox is actually manageable if you know how to clear some stuff. It's all right. Because there's some obstacles that like block that give like one-way angles or two-way angles, and a little bit of cover. This over here, there's a lot of cover, but if you incorrectly peek an angle, you will be punished for. And I've done that a lot of times. So, and also my playstyle is incorrect. Like this you would think, oh my gosh, this is like long angles and stuff, but this is also just screaming. I feel like I have to play close quarters right here for this to work. So lots of things that this map needs to work on. Let me know what you guys think of this. Yep. See you guys in the next one.